Even if, let's say, because they always do, someone catches the boss, the Leo, and they're like, who's the real boss? You know, I just have to let you know, Leo, I think maybe you might fold. I do. I think you might fold only because if they offer you something, you would take it. What's good, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're ready to chat about this Zodiac list because it's a goodie. It has to do with movies. This one's a gang and mafia movie, like where each Zodiac sign would be in a storyline like that, which I thought was just so funny. Like as I was reading it, I was like, yes, 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 yes. And let's just get into it. Okay, so first up we have the boss. So this is who the boss would be in a mafia movie. We have Leo. I don't know why, when I thought of Leo as like the boss, you know, like the boss, I just thought of like a bad bitch with like a big ass fur coat, like walking in Leo style main character energy. So I could see why the Leo would be the boss, because first of all, we already know, as much as people like to talk shit about their aggressiveness and their ability to make everything about them, Leo is still very much a powerhouse. Leo still very much has the confidence and the leadership skills to be running shit. You know what I mean? And also, Leo is a fixed sign. And I think to grow, to be the boss, if you have fixed energy in your chart, that makes you someone that does not give up quickly, right? Like you love to climb the ranks of power. I would say more so like Leo and Scorpio in terms of the fixed signs, but Leo definitely, like the lion is the king of the jungle. And at the end of the day, in any mafia movie, whoever is the boss, it's the person that everyone is afraid of. At the end of the day, they do have this natural charm and sense of power attached to them, no matter what industry that they're in. So I could see that very much being true. Okay, I just have to laugh because this one's hilarious. Okay, so the next category is the actual secret boss, which is so funny because, you know, you thought you knew who the boss was, which was the Leo, but no, this is the actual secret boss, which is Capricorn. And I think that is actually amazing because, first of all, Capricorn is a private person, right? And in any of these like mafia gang movies you watch, like there's like the boss, right? And then there's a boss that like no one knows about. Like no one knows their name, only like one person communicates with them. Like to me, that's very Capricorn coded, you know? In terms of people really feeling like they need to tell everyone that they're the boss, that's more Leo, you know what I mean? And again, I'm not taking away Leo's power. Leo is powerful and Leo has leadership skills. But in terms of that quiet power, that's very much Capricorn. Like Capricorn wants their work to speak for itself. Also, there's two types of bosses. Bosses who want to talk to everyone and they're very much in it versus bosses that are just getting shit done. People are a little scared of them and they're behind the scenes very much aware of what everyone's doing, but they're not always socializing with everyone. And I think that's very much Capricorn. Capricorn is running shit, but they don't want to be in the shit. Leo, as a boss, wants to know what's going on and wants to be in the shit, right? So I think it's hilarious that Capricorn is the actual secret boss because that's where they want to be anyway. They don't want people to know them. They don't want people to know their name. Capricorn wants to be hidden, okay? That is when they do their best job, is when people don't bug them, okay? So, yes. Okay, so the next category we have is the only person who knows the real boss. Scorpio. As a Scorpio, I am obsessed with this because yes, and the actual secret boss being Capricorn, like it makes sense that Capricorn and Scorpio would be in cahoots together. You know what I mean? Scorpio being the sign that is the best at keeping secrets, Capricorn being the sign that values privacy like no other, much like Scorpio. So it makes sense that the secret boss only has Scorpio know their real identity, right? And also Scorpio, at the end of the day, you could torture us, you could do whatever the hell you want to us. We are not giving you the information, okay? We have thick skin. We are the Phoenix, baby, okay? So even if, let's say, because they always do, someone catches the boss, the Leo, and they're like, who's the real boss? You know? I just have to let you know, Leo, I think maybe you might fold. I do. I think you might fold only because only because if they offer you something, you would take it. Whereas with Scorpio, I don't think Scorpio would take it. Scorpio, it's like an act of betrayal. If someone knows something that you have told someone, you would keep a secret, right? Like it really, really is. So I think with Leo, that's probably why Leo doesn't know the identity of the secret boss. Also because Leo loves to talk. Again, Leo loves to talk. So again, not saying they're disloyal, but because they love to talk more, the identity of the secret boss, aka the Capricorn, can be revealed maybe a little bit faster than it would with a Scorpio. And also, I feel like people know not to bug Scorpio. Like Scorpio's not going to give you the identity. You know what I mean? Actually, Scorpio is probably not even going to be around. You know what I mean? Again, someone that is not around, but knows the secret boss. You know what I mean? Listen, there are certain people I would think, I'm talking as if I know what gangs are like. I do. I've watched movies, okay? I would assume in that kind of movie, in that kind of setting, the person that knows the real boss also is the person that is not socializing that much, you know? And Scorpio, it does not like to socialize that much with people that they don't trust. They don't trust people to begin with anyway, right? Like there are signs that are very trusting, and those signs should ultimately know the least amount of shit about the gang, about the mafia, right? It's easier for them to share the truth and the secrets unknowingly, you know? And Scorpio, locked. We literally are the best at keeping secrets. We really, really are. Okay, next category we have is the aggressive bodyguard, which is Aries. Keyword being aggressive. Yes, I think both of the Martians are the best at protecting people. Obviously because Mars is all about war, right? And what do you do? Like it's not always just about offense, like there's defense too. So I think with Aries is the bodyguard that you don't want to mess with. Like they have anger issues, which makes them really good at their job. You know what I mean? Like very confrontational and is always on the lookout for any sort of threat. You know what I mean? And is willing to be the barrier between the person that they're protecting and that threat, you know? Aries is very courageous. Aries does not back away from a fight. And also I think a lot of people don't give Aries enough credit of how fast they notice changes in the environment. You know what I mean? Like we talk about how easy it is for, you know, Gemini, because, you know, they're always on the lookout for stimuli. Aries is also very, very good at clocking shit, you know, changing. They're very aware of their environment in that sense. So I think that would also make them an excellent, excellent bodyguard. Okay, so the next category we have is the one who wants to overthrow the boss or snitch him out. Ooh, oh my God, not the rat. Here we have Virgo. Okay, so let's put us in the shoes of Virgo. Well, the thing is, if they are getting away, if this gang, if this mafia is getting away with doing some shiesty shit, who is the voice of reason? It's gonna be Virgo, you know what I mean? Or Virgo and Leo were actually supposed to be this dual team, you know what I mean? They were supposed to run this shit together, but Leo, their ego took over. And Virgo used to be the brain of the operations, you know what I mean? But because Leo's ego wasn't getting checked, Leo took over. And Virgo, that didn't sit right with Virgo. Virgo pretended, you know, they did that long con where they're like, hey, I want to get out of this life. Like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore, you know? And they left, you know? And they underestimated Virgo because people tend to underestimate Virgo's ability to take action and revenge. But just give them some time. They'll get their headspace there. So then what happened with this Virgo is, again, they played the long game. They were gathering up the information because they were in the fucking mafia. They started this shit with Leo, you know, and Capricorn and Scorpio. It was the four of them, you know, the four friends, the entourage. And once Virgo had all the information, it was time to go and overthrow this bitch. You know what I mean? And the thing with Virgo is they have nothing to lose at this point because they've already decided to leave, you know, the enterprise. And now they want to overthrow the Leo, right? And the Scorpio is like, no, I thought you're out of this. But then the Virgo and Scorpio, you know, they're still friends because Virgo and Scorpio, you know, we just like this, you know? So shit's getting a little bit messy. But now Virgo is debating if they want to snitch or not, you know, but I think Scorpio is trying to walk them off the ledge. Okay, so the next category we have is the loyal members, which are Sagittarius and Taurus. Yes, absolutely. Sagittarius and Taurus, it's just amazing because Sagittarius is here for the good time. You don't know if you want to take Sagittarius on the next run of doing illegal shit. You don't know if you want Sagittarius there for the comedic relief when there's a really intense business meeting happening, you know what I mean? Sagittarius is also the member that makes everyone, you know, take life less seriously because sometimes, you know, the mafia, the gang life be getting to everyone, and Sagittarius is the fun one that's like, yo, we have all this money in the bank. Let's go do something with it. Let's go have some fun. Let's go run it up. You know? And who else loves to run it up like Sagittarius? The Venus ruled sign, Taurus, of course. Taurus loves spending money. See, the thing with Taurus is, yes, they can be frugal if they haven't really mastered their relationship with money, but Taurus, they're still Venus ruled. They like the nice things, you know? So I think Taurus in general has the best time in this gang, you know, because truly they were made for that life, you know, that unlimited expense life, you know what I mean? At the end of the day also, Taurus is of course one of the most loyal signs. So I think Taurus, it's very hard for Taurus to step away from who it is that they started shit with, right? So you want members like that, I would assume, in any sort of gang or mafia, right? In any sort of movie like that, you want the one that you can always count on. And Taurus is one of the people that you can always count on to have your back, you know, because they've been here since the jump. And again, Sagittarius is loyal because they love this shit. They love the danger. They're all about it. Next category we have is the cops who end up changing sides. Ooh. Oh my God, I am obsessed with this. And here we have Gemini and Libra, of course. Of course. Ooh, these air signs, I'm obsessed. I first of all think Gemini is obviously a cop, you know, and they're like, you know, doing the right thing. And then all of a sudden their evil twin is like, wait a minute, the gang is having more fun over there. You know what I mean? So they're like, how can I get a piece of this pie? And Gemini, you know, being the Gemini conversationalists that they are, every time they're fighting with this gang, you know, and they bring them in, the Gemini can't help but like be talking to them, you know, having themselves a time, making little jokes. Libra too, these two air signs, they will get along with anybody, truly anybody of any group. No matter, even if they're in the opposing group, Gemini and Libra are getting along with you. And at some point, Gemini and Libra are having so much fun with the mafia that they can't help but think, is this the life I want to be in? Because truly, the cops are boring. Maybe I want to run with the mafia. Maybe I want to have more fun with the mafia. There is more freedom there. So slowly, Gemini and Libra start integrating themselves into this dangerous lifestyle, and they realize they can never go back. But Libra has a harder time because for Libra, it's all about justice, right? But it's really not hard for the Leo to sell a dream to the Libra and say, hey, don't you want a fur coat like this? And Libra's like, yeah, I do. The check I get from the cops, it don't hit like that, you know? So because of that, Libra is very much influenced into living that bad, dangerous life. And it didn't take much to convince Gemini. Okay, the next category we have is the girl the boss protects who the cop falls in love with. Okay, this is a little messy. This get a little messy. Here we have Cancer and Pisces, of course. Listen, these two water signs, it's not hard to fall in love with a Cancer and a Pisces. You know what I mean? Also, they're really, really good at creating a safe space for anybody. And that anybody could be a criminal. It could be a crooked cop. You know what I mean? It's just so funny that Cancer and Pisces are the signs that the boss is protecting, the boss being Leo, if we're going with the boss, not the actual secret boss. Because to me, I feel like this is a power move. Because if the cops are falling in love with these two signs, with these two members of this gang, which are, you know, Cancer and Pisces, I feel like this is a power move on the boss's part because Cancer and Pisces can easily manipulate anyone, right? Right? Come on, let's be honest. Let's be honest. They can turn on that sweet girl charm, right? And they're water signs, so they can easily make their affection and, you know, their feelings seem real. I mean, who knows? Maybe at the end of the day, Cancer and Pisces will actually fall in love with the cop too. I could see that happening. Where does this story go? We don't know, but it could go there, where Cancer and Pisces started off as this, you know, mission to make the cops fall in love with them so they can get the intel for the boss. But then Cancer and Pisces, their feelings are so involved in it that they do fall in love with the cops. And if the cops are Gemini and Libra, which we saw from the last category, you know, I feel like this is just a whole mess because now Gemini and Libra want to switch sides, probably because of the Cancer and Pisces. So maybe actually everyone's benefiting from this, but I think it's hilarious because I think the boss knew exactly what it was doing, using Cancer and Pisces as a way to bait the other side from switching over. What do you guys think? Okay, the final category that we have is the FBI who stops trusting the cops, which is Aquarius. And that makes a lot of sense because Aquarius doesn't trust anybody, even the person that's supposed to be on their side, you know? And Aquarius is probably seeing, it's probably peeping that the cops are acting messy. You know what I mean? Like, why are Gemini and Libra always hanging out over there more than they have to be, right? Aquarius already notices when something's off, right? Because they're the person that usually steers away from what's normal. So Aquarius is the first one to notice when something is not going according to plan, right? At the end of the day, I think Aquarius is that sign that sure, you will tell them, yeah, this is how we're doing it. And Aquarius, in their mind, they're like, okay, that's how you're doing it, but I'm actually going to be there to see if you're actually doing it like that. And I think Aquarius is that perfect FBI boss who doesn't trust everyone, you know what I mean? But is still talking to them, making them feel like they trust them. Because Aquarius is still an air sign. So Aquarius can be chatting it up just as much as Gemini and Libra. But Aquarius, you know, kind of like Hyde from that 70s show, doesn't trust the government, doesn't trust the people, doesn't trust anybody. So because of that, Aquarius is definitely going to stop trusting the cops because they weren't trusting them to begin with in the first place. You know what I mean? And the thing is, I feel like Aquarius, as the FBI boss, is looking at Libra and Gemini and like looking at them like, you're too friendly. Why are you getting along with everyone? Like, we're supposed to be on the other side. And Gemini and Libra are like, well, no, we have to make them like us, you know? But Aquarius is like, you don't have to try that hard. Why are you trying that hard? And that makes Aquarius start looking at Libra and Gemini funny from there on out. Also, I don't think it's a coincidence that the boss of this gang is a Leo and the boss of the FBI is an Aquarius. So you have these two sister signs going toe to toe, trying to figure out each other, right? All right, you guys, that is the end of this video. Let me know how you felt about this list. Did it hit for you? Do you agree with these categories? Would you switch anyone? Let me know down below. I thought this list was so funny, and I hope I can find more fun lists like this because I thought it was just hilarious and pretty spot on. So if you enjoyed, like the video. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye, you guys.